I've always been interested in poems functioning almost as an ecosystem in themselves. And the Oconee River was important to me in my undergraduate education, but also sort of as this curated public space that I would go to. And I was interested in depicting this specific place because it was where I spent a lot of time. But in the depiction of that specific place, it turned into more of a way for me to think about the broader world and the wider world around it. Because I think especially all of these ecosystems and everything are sort of interconnected and sort of threatened by the same things. And I think the relationship that I have with nature and sort of just landscapes and geography in general are easily transferable from one location to another. So when I was thinking about the Oconee River Greenway in Milledgeville, it was bringing back a lot of memories of other places I've been. I went to the Keys when I was a teenager, and that made a huge impact on me because it was a much different landscape than anything I'd ever been near. And it's the color of the water in Key West was reminding me of what the water in the Oconee River can look like sometimes. And just making all these different connections and gestures towards the wider natural world around us, but definitely using sort of the lens of the Oconee River to sort of bring that about. But that depiction of, you said, the sort of the netherworld of the Oconee, it's always interesting to, when in poems, when I'm considering nature almost as a refuge, I think that asks the question, what is nature a refuge from? And if we're using nature as a refuge, what sort of dangers could impact sort of the environment around us? There, I bring up, the problems of waste and all the litter that I was seeing at the Greenway. There had recently been a flood where the Oconee had flooded fairly drastically and washed a lot of construction equipment from where they were building like an apartment housing complex nearby. And just ended up sort of swamping the Greenway with construction equipment and, timber wood and all these sort of little bits of plastic and just landscaping junk. And it was standing out to me because it was a place that I sort of went to sort of get away, I guess, from some of like the problems of humanity. And to see that intrude on that space was something that definitely was one of my, I think, desires to try to put on the page when I was trying to create this poem.